Hi there everyone, Nicola here. Spent quite a bit of time over the last week assigning all the accesses on my throttles and my yokes and stuff because, well, we were unable to make a reciprocal engine start. Apparently there was some kind of button press that was somewhere in the setup and that was cutting the fuel. Anyway, I think I've figured that out, and we'll be heading out of here at Hermansburg down to Haasts Bluff today. Then after that down to Docker River. On the way we'll be flying overhead a impact crater and also a large lake. Quick squiz at the crater here. It's Gosses Bluff crater, almost due east of Hermansburg here. After that we'll kind of head up to Haasts Bluff, make possibly a touch and go, maybe a full stop, and then we'll head down to Docker River. To get to Docker River we need to fly over Lake Neale, which is in this kind of depression here along Lake Amadeus. We'll also fly over the top of Mount Inaccessible. Quite a few places with some interesting names. There's our flight plan. We'll be flying up to 6,500 and first airborne heading is essentially due west, 265, slightly south of due west. Jumping on board. Mixture coming up rich. Power on. Beacon on. That's a landing light. It's pitot heat. And what's the last bit I need? There we go. Little bit of throttle. Make sure that we have a fuel tank selected. It will be the right one. And a fuel pump on for a second. And off. Cool. And let's go to the power. Clear the prop. And we're running. Quick squeeze at Hermansburg. We have a altitude of 1945. About there. And the CTAF 126.7. Cool. Flipped in. Cykeldoski, get to see that. Let's chuck a flight plan in. First position is YHMB. And the destination for the moment will be Haasts Bluff at YHAA. Don't need anything else. Apparently we have a ACT position on. Not useful for us though, we're over here. Cool, let's roll. We're on the CTAF 126.7. And I'm going to monitor 122.8. Should listen to both, ideally. There we go. Transponder should be 2000. No, it shouldn't. It's 1200 because of our VFR. Cool. Yes, the engine is working, I'm very happy to say. Traffic Hermansburg. Sierra Golf Echo is a Piper Archer. We are taxiing runway 27, straight out departure. Of course, we have the funny thing where the brakes kind of get stuck on. Think they're working? There we go. Oh, we started moving. There we go. We start and then stop because we're on the grass. So that's apparently full takeoff power right there. Yeah, we might actually have some chocks on there. There we go. Hi there, Paul. Traffic Hermansburg, Sierra Golf Echoes, a Piper Arrow, departing runway 29, straight out departure. Let's go, mixture full, prop full, all the lights on. $60. Gear up. Perth Aviation, good to see you. Okay, time is 1:04. Heading should be 365. Right there. 21, 22, 3, time 23. At which point we need a new heading, 313. What? Okay, pulling back the prop to 2500 RPM, set. Trimming up. And mixture down. EGT still rising. That's about the peak. And slightly lean. There we go. There's 6,000, nearly there. Trimming forward a little. Bit too much, I see. Patrick, good day. Okay, pushing over. Heavy rain in your area tonight. Cool. For me, it's just going to be a few days of awful weather, basically. Far too warm. 30 tomorrow, high 20s through the end of the week. Saturday's 37. And I'll probably not be flying on that day because I don't want to be in my house when it's 37. Working anyway. Oh, Dingo for the 414. I have purchased it. I was having issues getting both engines started. I can get one started, but the other one, we'll see. A few more resets and restarts and changing of things required. Needs too many buttons, you see. 2 engines, each with this, you know, throttle, prop, RPM, and mixture setup. Which means I need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different levers for the engines. It's going to be tough. Okay, 313 degrees in 2 minutes. Besides, we need a longer runway than these two. Don't want to fly the 414 out of dirt. Yes, Patrick, this is indeed that aircraft. We had some issues with the Honeycomb Bravo having somehow managed to get a, you know, this button is always on and it's always turning the engine off kind of button. You have to have it pressed, constantly pressed, so as to not shut the engine down. Engine running, engine not running. I believe I can see our crater over there. Let's make our adjustment to the heading, 313. Indeed, Odingo, or we could fly Sydney to Canberra in the 414. That's a nice little flight. Or we might do the next one of this series, drop out of Docker River down towards Warburton. And then probably Esperance in the south coast of WA. Or inland into the mine sites. I'm thinking Murrin and Leonora probably needs to have a look at it as well. Bit of both. Murrin, then down to Esperance, and then over to what's it? Albany. Anyway, coming up on our left there is a impact crater. Several million years ago, a meteorite came down from space and hit there. No, it's not the 414 that I purchased, it's the 310, Cessna 310. Didn't know there was a 414 to get. Let's see. Fly Simware 414 Chancellor. Looks nice. Indeed, the moon is full of craters. Though I thought the largest one in the solar system was one of the moons of Saturn. It literally looks like the Death Star. Mimas or Tethys or something like that. Oh, that's fine, we'll get it. Eventually. Just looked at it on Google. Looks like a nice aircraft. It's only $40. It's all good. I did some overtime and worked on public holidays and stuff. Literally worked on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. It was a thing. We're at 6,000 currently. So it's 28 to the crater, we're nearly there now. And then to the ridge, 38. And 42 to the airfield. So yeah, that there is a meteorite crater. The Aborigines call it Tinarala, which is the name that I put down there. This thing here, Tinarala, Gosses Bluff. Indeed. Alright, I'll buy that tonight. I'll hopefully have it installed. Can we fly next week? I think we can. Next Tuesday. Let's go for that. I think we're going down to Warburton from Docker River next Tuesday. That means that I have to learn how to fly it at some point in the next week. Thursday doesn't look too bad. The rest of the week is way too hot. Sunday's not too bad, although I might want to fly on Sunday. Like in the United States in a jet. We'll see how we go. I think tomorrow we might do a train. Just sneak one in. Flight level 210. We might even do a milk run on that one. That's possible. What's this milk run coming up? 16th. Cool, it's not the Australia Day one, so we'll be alright. Yeah, I'm also back to work tomorrow. All the annoying and boring parts of the week are back, and all the fun parts of the week, band, orchestra, so on, not back yet. Yes, fun is over. Can't wait for it to be winter again, so don't have to deal with all these hot days in a row. I'd rather deal with rain. Not flooding, mind you, just normal rain, thanks. Speaking of rain, there's a bit of rain coming down out of that cloud right there. Might scoot around that. No need of Hermansburg anymore. 126.7 for the CTAF here, and an altitude of 2,200. Circuit altitude is 3,200. And it's runway 30. No telephone on the field. And estimate Haasts Bluff is time 43. Gotta love a good rain shower. Look at all that exposed rock. Big sweeping rain showers just making their way across the landscape here. Traffic Haasts Bluff. Sir Golf Echo is a Piper Arrow. We're at 3,500, currently 15 miles to the southeast of the field, estimating Haasts Bluff at time 42. We'll be entering a overhead join circuit runway 30, left hand circuit. KC-30 flight. Yeah, a lot of wet this year, and last year too. Nice to see some of the drought isn't as bad as it used to be. Look at that ridge there. That's pretty cool. Lots of exposed rock layers. That's some geology going on down there. I like it. Let's start on down. Need to be at 3,200 at the field. Mixture a little richer. 4.7 is our limit currently. $5,000 at 5 miles. Think I'm in sight. Haasts Bluff itself inside. The township. Don't think I've got the airfield yet. Got it. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sir Golf Echo, Piper Arrow is 4.5 miles from the field at 5,000 feet. On descent to join runway 30 from the dead side. Haasts Bluff. $3,200 is the downwind. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sir Golf Echo is crossing the field at 4,000 feet. Joining up left downwind, runway 30. Haasts Bluff traffic. Gear coming down. Hit Tendler, good to see ya. Flaps 10. Gear down 3 green. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sir Golf Echo is downwind runway 30. Brakes undercarriage down 3 green, mixed rich, propers forward, fuel is set to the full tank, and seats harnesses secure. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sir Golf Echo turning base runway 30. Full flaps. Traffic, Haasts Bluff, Sir Golf F Echoes, Pipe Arrow, final runway 30. Got some traffic leaving. Thanks for that, old man triple. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sierra Golf Echo vacating to the right. Mixture coming down. Flaps up. Runway edge is spotted. And we'll wait here for a second. Okay, out of Haasts Bluff, and we're going to Docker River, which is YDVR. It's a straight line. Flaps. I'll take flaps 10. Lights are all in. Just gonna grab a little bit extra fuel just in case. Okay, the time is currently 5:0, probably going to be about 5:03 by the time we get airborne. Then 8 minutes after that, let's get to Ginty's. That's Ginty's lookout. 8 minutes after, right, let's move out into the runway. Traffic Haasts Bluff. Sierra Golf Echo is a Piper Arrow departing Haasts Bluff, runway 30 with a left-hand crosswind departure. Haasts Bluff traffic, Sierra Golf Echo, Piper Arrow departing runway 30, left-hand crosswind departure. Let's go. $60 knots. 70. Let's go. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps up. And the heading, the time is 54, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So time 01. Now Ginties, and heading is 236. $2,500 RPM. EGT is just about right. Let's get the flash and light away. Sorted. think I'm gonna stay about there, 5,500. Factor boy, g'day. That's a good question. Let's have a look at all of our timings. Assuming we hit our next waypoint in 2 minutes, and by the looks of it we will be. That means we'll hit the lake at time 38. 9, 10, 11, 12, so it'll be 40, 52. Double O and 04. So 4 minutes past the hour. About 1 hour and 4 minutes we'll be landing at Docker River. Yes, these distances are large, especially in a slow aeroplane like this one. 1 hour 4 minutes to go of manual flying. Let's check in sat nav there. That's nav. All right, cool. Yeah, 737 is not too bad. Lookouts behind us now. Nope, that's lookout right there. Cool, 1 minute late. So it'll be 5, 1, 53, 39, 2. Correct. How about a 1979 gets you up? Slightly over our altitude, just returning back. These aircraft don't have a altitude autopilot, so it's all trim. Okay, Docker River will be 1267, like everything else around here, and an altitude of 1900. 2900 is our circuit height. Faster we can go, the better. Just going to check our EGT. You've only asked, oh yeah, you asked 2 questions. Do you like the Boeing 737? Yes, I do. Favourite aircraft? Don't really know at the moment. Yes, there's lots of favourite aircraft. In the sim, I think it's still going to be the Phoenix A320. In the future, it won't be. Very much looking forward to this Aerosoft A330 when they get it to us. In general, the 787 tickles my fancy, but not in the sim. There aren't any 787s in the simulator that are particularly good. As far as the real world is concerned, it's pretty cool. I'm told that there's some Russian group that's going to be bringing out a Tupolev 134, which is pretty exotic, and I'll be interested in seeing that. Pretty bright in the clouds here. Oh, Dot Inspector? Yeah, not too bad so far. Could be better, could be worse. Been a bit warm. But it is summer, so what can I expect? When the Aerosoft 330 comes out, we'll certainly be flying it, but it hasn't yet, so maybe in P3D one day. Who doesn't know about Malaysia 370? Nothing to do with A330s though, that's the 777. Hi there, Riley. Yeah, that's the issue with flying outside of controlled airspace. Anybody can do whatever they want. We're from Australia, which just happens to be where we're flying right now. The flag is new, the trumpet is not. I see some sand dunes coming up ahead. Yeah, it's the right colours for the Ukrainian flag, isn't it? It's just my Swordcraft flag. It's a St. John's Cross, or perhaps you'd say the Maltese Cross, on a quartered yellow and blue. Factor boy, am I bored? Yeah, a little bit. But I've got trumpet, so you know. How bored can one be? We are definitely in cloud, and I'm a little bit likely we'll need to go down a little. We can, I think. We can get down to 4,000 feet at this position. A little bit of forward trim. Back up a little and push forward on the there we go. Touch. Mixture forward, power back, and continue that descent. Yeah, it'll take an hour. A little less than an hour now. We're about 50 minutes away from touchdown. Just need to check our EGT again. And a little bit rich. There it is. Cool. $5,500 should be about where we level off. And I do like these very distinctive sand dunes in front of us. That's cute. Time is 15. Hit the lake at 39. About as far away from anything civilized as we can possibly get. That said, Ayers Rock, I think, is that airfield right there. So if we were needing to divert for some reason, Ayers Rock's where we're going. Still getting these wonderful shafts of rain showers just dropping out of the sky. Ah, a bit of the old cyclone in NZ. Yeah, I heard you had some funky storm activity going on down there. We had something like 4 or 5 flooding events in 2022 here in like the southeast of Australia, between Sydney and Melbourne. I think New South Wales got the worst of it, but yeah, northern Victoria also didn't do so great. Interesting, Adam. I don't think it's got much to do with either of those things, possibly overall climate change, but in specific for the southeast of Australia, we had the La Nina event, which is something that's been happening for as long as we've been recording sea currents. I think it was named by the likes of Magellan, so we're talking 1600s here. Certainly the Spanish galleon sailors are all over that. Anyway, every X amount of years, it's a bit hard to tell because it does vary quite often. 10, 20 years, that kind of period. You get this funky little adjustment of the sea currents, and it makes the southeast of Australia a lot colder than usual. That's what we've had since 2021. So we had cold summer last summer, kind of an average to middling winter, and then a very cold spring into summer of this current summer. Lots of extra wind and rain, and yeah, that's what happened there. There's a kind of jet stream that normally sits on the north to south. You often run into it heading between Sydney and Melbourne, and instead of going north to south, it was kind of east to west. So it's crosswind as you're coming up Sydney to Melbourne instead of a headwind. Which means that all the moisture that normally passes over the top into the tropics wasn't passing over the top into the tropics. It was just kind of stuck in the south. Tropics had their own thing going on with a bunch of weather coming out of the Pacific. There's been a few fires in Western Australia because they have their own weather system over there. No emergencies in the eastern coast. It's a bit too wet at the moment. Give it 2 or 3 months, we might end up with some late grass fires, and I don't know what next year's going to look like, but I'm not a fan already. So December 2023 is, we're going to have a lot of undergrowth, let's put it that way. Unless we get lots more rain again this year, it's going to be dry undergrowth. Not sure if we're going to get lots of rain this year. That depends on the El Nino current. I wouldn't trust it. We essentially need a wet spring to avoid major fires next summer. Yeah, for this year though, I think we're okay. Maybe February into March we might get a couple of grass fire kind of things going on, but it won't be a massive thing. The year after that's the problem. Yeah, someone was flying around. It is OCTA, so it's a bit of a free-for-all down here. It'd be nice if they were sticking to some kind of procedures, but they won't. Oh well. I do believe I need to swap tanks. Yes. Bumpers in, tank to the right. 1, 2, 3. Perth Aviation, yeah, not a bad flight. Uneventful, very nice and smooth landing at Haasts Bluff, and had a few encounters with these rain shower clouds popping around the place, but so far it's been pretty good. That there is a rain shower hitting the ground. Quite a large rain shower, that one. Most have been about that size. Not even convinced that's a rain shower. That looks a little bit more like verdure. Verdure's not too dangerous. It's just a rain shower that doesn't hit the ground. Well, it does suggest that there's a lot of updraft in that space, which of course means that there's probably a downdraft somewhere around it, everything being equal in the atmosphere. So on Christmas Day I went to the largest Lutheran church in Melbourne, maybe second largest, and they were doing a full bark Christmas oratorio. It's quite cute, that one. Sung in German. Wasn't just the oratorio though. It's kind of a little bit of a surprise communion going on there too. Then I worked the same day. that piece. I'll have to play that as a single one day. What's the chance that got copyrighted by Johann Sebastian Bach? Yep, time and a half, double, one of those. Extra money anyway. Just bounce it around a little. I find these sim aircraft in this particular simulator seem to fishtail a bit more than the real ones do. Maybe it's just that the frequency is too slow. Kind of get a lot of that kind of flutter in the real aircraft. Like that kind of frequency. Though I suspect that's mostly from the engine. Good work, Odingo. Yeah, I did Boxing Day as well. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, didn't work for 2 days after that. Didn't work all the way between then and New Year's. No, the day before New Year's Eve. I did work New Year's Eve itself. Did I work New Year's Day? First. I can't remember what I did. Got it on my calendar. No. Cool. Did Eve didn't do the day. Nice. And then after that I had off. Then I had 2 days on, then I had 2 days off, then I had 2 days on, then I had 2 days off. Then I'll have 5 days on in the future. Through Sunday, then 2 days off, and then 4 days on, and then the roster ends. And nobody knows if the world has ended, or if we're all being made redundant, or if work is closing forever. But for some reason, on the 22nd of January, my roster doesn't know what's happening anymore. How far away from this lake? Yeah, still about 5 minutes maybe. Yeah, we are meant to get 4 weeks because we're like not even casuals or part-timers, we're full-time permanent staff. But yeah, 2 weeks. And time runs out. Calendar is gone. Swapping mouthpiece sizes is annoying. I believe that the lake, if that is the lake over there, and not just a mirage, but there should be Lake Amadeus over there somewhere. Little gap between it and Lake Neale, which we're going to be flying over in about 5 minutes from now. That sounds delish, Mr. Dingo. So here we have Lake Neale in front of us, and just beyond that is Mount Inaccessible. reason is the explorer that was exploring this coastline missed this gap. They didn't notice this big hole in the lake. They thought Lake Amadeus, which is over here, almost all the way from Alice Springs past Ayers Rock, and they could see this bit of this lake. They thought that was attached. So to get from here over to Mount Inaccessible, they thought they had to go over this lake. 2 or 3 expeditions. It wasn't until the 3rd one that they saw that gap there. So yeah, this one is Lake Neale, big gap, and just over there we can see the western reaches of Lake Amadeus. Yes, that is Lake Amadeus, as in good old Amadeus. Yeah, looking quite wet. So currently showing time 41. I'm going to change the time there to 41. That's 2 minutes. So 55, 3 and 7. Time 55, we should be overhead Mount Inaccessible, which I've chucked in as in excess. That's Inaccessible off in the distance there. Yeah, I hope they do that. It'd be nice to have some upgrades every once in a while. It's like give it 5 years and all that water will be gone. Go back to Salt Lake. To be honest, I think the scenery below us right now is 2020. So it's not as wet as it could be. They updated the Australia scenery. Can't remember when it was. Early 21? They do those world updates every once in a while. But it's only like particular regions. The most recent region was somewhere in Europe. About 20 minutes out from Docker River. There's a rock just out behind the wing somewhere. You pretty much follow Lake Amadeus, you get there eventually. Okay, another quick squiz at our EGT. Current time is 45. Inaccessible at 55, 10 minutes out. Oh, Matthew, I like it. Yeah, very nice to have a proper camera with the amount of gates that it should have in the correct configuration. All the taxiways in place, you know. It's about time that we had a good update for a camera. Pity it isn't in P3D, but you know, eventually we'll end up with a Melbourne in this simulator and we'll be laughing. Yeah, lawn system, Hobart, possibly Devonport as well. That'd be nice. E175. Pity we don't have any flying in Australia anymore. You have to fly that in Europe and America. Maybe some Asian places. Guess we do have Air North. They fly the E170. It's all Cairns, Darwin and Groot. Goes, should I say. Yeah, you're right. Air North. 170. Yeah, 170s only. They don't have any 5s. Don't have any 90s either. E120. Twin turboprop thing. Back into June territory. Five minutes to the mountain. What's our fuel doing? About even. I'll leave it. I'll switch it over for the descent. Looking at Sky Vector, this mountain right there is the one that's right ahead of us. So we're most of the way through the trip. About 1/5 of it left to go. Mount Inaccessible. It'd be interesting to go to that kind of place. Nice to kind of have the money to do that without many worries in the world. Imagine being a millionaire and just like, I just want to fly out to Mount Inaccessible. Why? Because I can. What you going to do when you get there? Nothing. Look at the sky. look at that stain of what used to be a lake. Damn it. How? Why? For what purpose did it do that? Anyway, we're done. Catch her on Saturday. Maybe not. Catch her on next Milk Run Monday, probably. Or maybe